One day, a scorpion looked around at the mountain where he lived and decided that he wanted a change. So he set out on a journey through the forests and hills. He climbed over rocks and under vines and kept going until he reached a river. The river was wide and swift, and the scorpion stopped to reconsider the situation. He couldn't see any way across, so he ran upriver and then checked downriver, all the while thinking that he might have to turn back. Suddenly, he saw a frog sitting in the rushes by the bank of the stream on the other side of the river. He decided to ask the frog for help getting across the stream. "Hello, Mr. Frog," called the scorpion across the water. "Would you be so kind as to give me a ride on your back across the river?" "Well now, Mr. Scorpion, how do I know that if I try to help you, you won't try to kill me?" asked the frog hesitantly. "Because," the scorpion replied, "if I try to kill you, then I would die too, for you see I cannot swim." Now this seemed to make sense to the frog, but he asked, "What about when I get close to the bank? You could still try to kill me and get back to the shore." "This is true," agreed the scorpion, "but then I wouldn't be able to get to the other side of the river." "All right then, how do I know you won't just wait till we get to the other side and then kill me?" said the frog. "Ah," crooned the scorpion, "because you see, once you've taken me to the other side of this river, I will be so grateful for your help that it would hardly be fair to reward you with death now, would it?" So the frog agreed to take the scorpion across the river. He swam over to the bank and settled himself near the mud to pick up his passenger. The scorpion crawled onto the frog's back, his sharp claws prickling into the frog's soft hide, and the frog slid into the river. The muddy water swirled around them, but the frog stayed near the surface so the scorpion would not drown. He kicked strongly through the first half of the stream, his flippers paddling wildly against the current. Halfway across the river, the frog suddenly felt a sharp sting in his back, and out of the corner of his eye, saw the scorpion remove his stinger from the frog's back. A deadening numbness began to creep into his limbs. "You fool," croaked the frog. "Now we shall both die. Why on earth did you do that?" The scorpion shrugged and did a little jig on the drowning frog's back. "I could not help myself. It is my nature." Then they both sank into the muddy waters of the swiftly flowing river. "Self-destruction. It's my nature," said the scorpion. The moral of the story: you can't outsmart human nature. Be realistic about changing vicious people. Sometimes they even act against their own interests. We hope you enjoyed yet another important moral story from history. These stories are much more than bedtime tales. They are the wisdom of generations past, carefully distilled into narratives that have been passed down for hundreds of years. Why is this so essential? Well, each story carries vital life lessons, values, and experiences that shaped the world we live in today. By sharing these stories, we continue a timeless tradition of learning, reflecting, and growing, thus connecting the past, the present, and the future. If you would like to support our mission and ensure you're always on board for the next story adventure, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Your subscription helps us reach more listeners, sharing the invaluable treasure of moral stories even wider. And if you found today's story meaningful, please like this episode. This simple action helps us tremendously in spreading the magic of these timeless tales. Until the next story unfolds, we wish you the sweetest of dreams and the most inspiring journeys. This is Kids Bedtime Stories HQ, signing off. Goodbye.